Hi, good day everyone. So today we'll be doing January 2016, paper 1. So this is January 2016, paper 1, numbers 1 to 22, I believe this one is 2, right? So this section of questions are number theory, number theory, consumer arithmetics, and sets. All right, so let's read the first question. What percentage of 40 is 8? Now, this question has been repeated quite a lot. The answer is B, but let's show you the working. What percentage of 40 is 8? So they gave you the percentage. So one way you could say is you could check to see if 5%, 5 over 100 of means to multiply 40 and see if your answer is 8. 5 into 5, 1. 5 into 100 is 20. 20 into 21, 20 into 42. So A will not be an answer. You do the same thing for part B, right? This is 20%, 20 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1 to see if you get 8. Right, 20 into 21, 20 into 100, 5, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 40 is 8. So we know that 8 is your answer. Part 2, right? When you see a question like this, the first thing you do is remove your decimals to make sure that they are the same. If you have 43 multiplied by 37 is equals to 1591. I remove the decimals for this first part here. Right, I'm going to do the same thing. We have 43 multiplied by 370. They are not the same, right? If you look at 37, to turn from 37 to 370, it is actually 43 multiplied by 37 multiplied by 10. So what we have to do here to get this answer, right, is multiply this answer 1591 multiplied by 10. That would be 15910. So when we multiply this, it would be 15910. And we check how many decimal places there are, how many digits there are after a decimal point. There are 2 digits, so you have to shift it back. 1, 2. So your answer would be C, 159.1. This question number 3 says 11.1 divided by 0.01. Our aim in division of decimals is to make my divisor a whole number. So you have to shift it 1, 2. You shift your decimal point 2 places. So if you do that to the divisor, the number on top, you have to do that as well. Shift it 2 places. 1, 2. So it is 1110 divided by 1, right? Which is 1110. So the answer is D. Right, number 4, give this number written in standard form. The aim in standard form is to have 1 digit in front of your decimal. So you take your decimal point and shift it 1, 2. So you're going to the right hand side. So this would be 3.46 multiplied by 10 to the power of, now we shift twice, right? So it will be to the power of 2. But if you shift to your right hand side, it will be -2. So my answer is D, right? It would not be B and C because you shifted it twice. So it's either A or A or D. But because we shifted it to your right hand side, your power is negative. Right, this question, if 350 is shared in a 2:5 ratio, the smaller share is. Now this question, right, we find the total parts. We have 2 plus 5. They told you 350 is shared in this ratio. So your total parts, we use the ratio as parts, is 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. So we can say 7 parts is equals to 350. They asked for the smaller share. The smaller share would obviously be 2 parts. So if 7 parts is 350, then 1 part would be 350 divided by 7. If you could divide this would be 50, right, guys? So 2 parts, before I even work it out, you could say 2 is 50 by 2, which is 100, right? 2 parts, I'm just writing it down. 2 parts would be equals to 50 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 100. Right? So C is your answer. Part D, number 6. There are 40 students in a class. Girls make up 60% of the class. 25% of the girls wear glasses. How many girls in the class wear glasses? Right? Let's do this. This is a repeated question as well. So first off, they say the total number of students is 40. They said 60% is girls. So we're going to find out how much is girls. That's 60 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1. Cross out this, cross out this, cross out this. 6 fours are 24. Right. And then they say 25% of them wear glasses. Right. So it's 25 over 100 multiplied by 24 over 1. 25 into 25, 1. 25 into 100, 4. 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 24 is 6 fours are 24. So my answer is E. Fun. The square root of 181 lies between. First off, they give you these numbers. We need to know what is 13 squared, 14 squared, 45 squared, 46 squared, 12 squared, 13 squared, 11 squared, and 13 squared. First off, 13 squared is 169 and 14 squared is 196. Does 181 lie between us? They do. So the answer could possibly be A. It will not be C, right? 12 and 13. No, we see that 13 squared or 13 is 169. We want a number that is more than 169. So it will not be C and it will not be D. So our answer is A. All right. This question here, 99 multiplied by 101 has the same value as. Now, if we know anything about multiplication, right, this is 101 multiplied by 99. When you multiply this, it would be 100 multiplied by 99 plus 1 multiplied by 99, right? So 8 would be C. Right, and if you don't know this, guys, we could always just look at what they give you. First off, 99 by 100 plus 1 would not give you 99 by 101. This is 9, so it would not be A. Right, then this one, you're minusing. You don't want a less answer, so it's not B. And then D is a huge answer. This is 9,900 multiplied by 999. That is not the answer. So you could have done the process of elimination to answer this question. Right? Let's look at number 9. Right? Number 9, what is the value of the digit in 2? This is a repeated question. I saw this a few times. The answer is E, 2 over 100. Or if you don't know, 48.6212 would be, this would be over. You count your decimal point as 1. And how many digits to reach 2? There's 2 digits, so you put 2 zeros. So it would be 2 over 100. Or if you don't remember this, there is the way that we know that this is ones, this is tens, this is tenths, is 6 tenths, and this is 2 hundredths, and this is 1 thousandths. Right? So it is 2 hundredths, which is 2 over 100. Right? Number 10. Right, number 10, if the square root, so they told you what the square root of 8.2 is equals to 2.86, right? Then they want to know what is the square root of 8.2 multiplied by 10 to the power of 2. And I told you guys, when you have this, you could split it apart. You could say the square root of 8.2 multiplied by the square root of 10 squared. That is the square root of 10 squared. That is the square root of 8.2 multiplied by 10 squared is 100. The square root of 100 is equals to 10. So we are looking for 2.86 multiplied by the square root of 10 squared is 10. So you're looking for this answer. That is B. Right, then this one, 11, they ask you, what does P intersect Q intersect S have in common? So that just means, what does P, Q, and S have in common? They have A in common. Right? Then let's look at 12. Which of the following sets is defined as, Now, I told you guys when we were doing this for paper 2, right, we had to split apart and those type of things. But for this question, you just have, if you have minus 1 x 3, right, they are telling you that the range is from -1 to 3, and we have to include -1 because they have equal to. So we're looking for answers that has -1, so it will not be A, it will not be B, right? They said less than 3. We know that we are not including 3, so it will not be D because this one includes 3, so the answer is C. Right, number 13. If the universal set U is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and H is 3, 4, 6, then H complement means everything outside of H. Right? So if we compare this, you're taking off 3, 4, and 6. So what remain is 1, 2, and 5. So you look for the answer 1, 2, and 5, which is D. So H with this little thing here, H with this little 1 on top means everything outside of set H. So we do not include whatever set H is, we do not include that. So that's how I got 1, 2, and 5, right? This question is a repeated question as well. I believe the answer is, it's not C and it's not D. I believe the answer is either A or B. Let's go through it. Students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. 36% of the students play Scrabble. So Scrabble is 36. They said 36 only, so we don't even need to think about no intersection or anything there, right? 48 of them play checkers only, so checkers is equals to 48%. They ask you what percentage plays both. So we are going to add 36 plus 48 plus, we're going to say B for both, is equal to 100. So 36 plus 48, 6 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is 84 plus both is equals to 100. Right? As soon as you see this, guys, you know A is not your answer because we want 4 plus something to be 10. Right? So B would be 100 minus 84, which is equals to 16. And that would be your answer. That is how I got B to be my answer. Right? Number 15, if EC is 250 is equivalent to 1 US, how much is 20 EC? So first off, we want less amount of money, less dollars, right? Because we're going from more to less. So it will not be D and it will not be C, right? It's either 5 and 8. So what you could have done, guys, is just look, because this is US dollars. You could have converted the US to EC. So we know that if 1 US is equals to $2.50 EC, then we check the answers. 5 US would be, let's just put this around so I can see everything, would be $2.50 multiplied by 5, right? That is going to give you 5 5s are 25, so 0, and then we say 5 by 5 is 25, you have a 50 cents, so you know A is not your answer. So through a process of elimination, you could have said B is your answer. Or you could have solved for B, right? We know 5 is not the answer, so you erase this. You say then 8 US would be $2.50 multiplied by 8, right? So when you're multiplying by 25, let's remove the decimal point. When you're multiplying by 25, it's going to be 800. You add 2 zeros, hold on, 3 zeros, and then right, so whenever you're multiplying by 25, guys, if it's 2.5 multiplied by 8, you remove your decimal, that's 25 multiplied by 8. When you are multiplying, what am I saying? Just multiply 2.5 multiplied by 8, right? So that's 2.5 multiplied by 8, right? 5 eighths are 40, right? 8 twos are 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have 20 here, and then you carry back a decimal point. So we do get 20 EC. So our answer is B. Let's do the simple interest. Now, The simple interest on 600 for T years at 5% per annum is 120. So they're telling you that your simple interest is 120, right? So simple interest is equals to 120. Your time is T years, right? Your rate is equals 5%, right? And then we know that our principal is equals to 600, right? They want to know. So this is what is given in the question. Now, guys, this question, if you don't remember the formula for time, right? Time is equal to simple interest multiplied by 100 all over principal multiplied by rate. Right? So this is your answer. If you put that, you look for simple interest, which is 120 multiplied by 100. Right? This is E. The answer is E. Right? Or if you don't remember this answer, it is simple interest is equals to principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time all over 100. So we know that simple interest, right, is simple interest is 120 is equal to principal, which is 600, multiplied by rate, which is 5, multiplied by t, all over 100. And then you make t the subject. You carry across, divide by 100. It is going to turn to multiply by 100, right? So we're looking for the top part to be multiplied by 100. So it would either be A or C. So B is out of the question and D is out of the question. Then let me just shift to the side so we can have little looking. So we have 120 multiplied by 100 is equals to 600 multiplied by 5 multiplied by time. We want time to be the subject, so we're carrying across this multiply by, right? So time is equals to 120 multiplied by 100 all over 600 multiplied by 5. And that is how I would get this answer, E. All right, so C would not be your answer. All right, let's just do 17. All right, so number 17 says, a television set costs $350 when bought on hire purchase. A deposit of $35 is required, followed by 12 monthly installments of $30. How much is saved by paying cash? I think this is a repeated question as well, but let's do it, right? So if she paid on hire purchase, right, she made a down payment of $35, plus for 12 months, she paid $30, right? So let us see, that's 35 plus 12 by, that's 360, right? So this is 395. So if she has to pay 350, right? If she bought it on cash as 350 and she paid on hire purchase 395, she's obviously paying $45 more. So how much is she saved if she paid by cash? $45. Number 18. Tom bought a pen for $30 and sold it to gain 20% on his cost price. How much money did he gain? Right? So they're asking you how much money he gained, meaning they want 20%. What is the 20%? So that's 20 over 100, right? Multiplied by 30 over 1. This. He gained $6. So the cost of the pen would have been 36, but they didn't ask you the cost of the pen. They just asked you how much money did he gain, which is A. Right, this one, the dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. What is the total bill? Let's find out 18% of the total. That's 18 over 100 multiplied by 60 over 1. Cross out this 0, cross out this 0. We know 2 into 10, 5 into 10. What am I saying? 2 into 10 is 5, and 2 into 18 is 9. Now, nothing else could go in. So 9 sixes are 54 divided by 5. So that's $10. No, not $10. That's $10.80. What is the tax? So we are saying it's 60 plus 1080, which is B. This question here is a repeated question as well, guys. I saw this a few times, right? A customer offers a discount of 10% to customers who spend more than 20. If a customer bill was 80, what did he actually pay? So if you spend more than 20, you're getting 10% off. So he spent 80, so he's getting that 10% off. So it's 10 over 100 multiplied by 80 over 1, right? So that's $8 he's saving, right? So if he's saving $8, the total that he will actually pay is 72, right? Then they say, well, if the simple interest of 800 for 3 years is 60, what is the rate? So they're asking you, if you don't know, rate is simple interest multiplied by 100, all divided by principal multiplied by time, right? So your rate is going to be, they told you that your simple interest is 60. 60 multiplied by 100 divided by 800 multiplied by 3, right? That's 6,000 divided by 8 threes 24, right? Cross out this. Right, then we have 60 over 24. What could go into 60 and what could go into 24? 3 could go into 24 8 times, and 3 could go into 60 20 times. So we have 20 over 8. 8 could go into 20 2 times, right? So, and remainder. We have a remainder, so the answer is B, right? So the answer is B, but let's just do it. So 8 into 20 is 2. Your remainder is 4. So you get 2 and 4 over 8. 4 over 8 is actually a half. So it's 2.5. So 2.5 is the same thing as saying 2.5%. Right? So that is B. Right, the next one here is number 22, which is the last question. Right, a man's annual salary is 45,000. His tax-free allowance is 13,000. He has to pay a tax of 20% on his taxable income. What is his tax payable is? I believe this answer here is 64, guys. It's a repeated question, but let's check, right? First off, we need to know how much he is paying on tax. If he has 13,000 is free, then you want that the amount that he has to pay tax on, amount to pay would be 45,000 minus 13,000, which is equals to 32,000, right? And then you have to find 20% of that. 20 over 100 multiplied by 32,000, right? 20 into 21, 20 into 100, 5 into 32, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 30 is 6, remainder 2, 400. So the answer is 6,400. And that is the end of January 2016, numbers 1 to 22.